Ayhwa, today a very significant day, and I think part of a general reorientation on the part of Wärtsilä towards the tug market.
Yes, I think this is very significant for us as well because we are now very strong into the tug market, and we would like to actually support the tug market more in terms of coming up with a new design and a new concept in terms of the hybrid propulsion that will give very big benefits to the operators.
Now, in terms of the benefits, we really drilled down into your new offering, and one of the questions you had to field related to your assertion around 16% savings when using a medium speed engine compared with a high speed engine.
Yeah, if you are just looking from the perspective from the conventional high speed and diesel mechanical, the medium speed and the high speed engines configurations, that already gives us a 16% saving in terms of fuel consumption. So what happened is that we have added in the hybrid propulsion system into the whole idea, into the whole concept, and this even reduced the consumption more, up to a 20% from the reference, which means that we have like close to 40% difference when we compare the hybrid diesel electric version versus the high-speed version.
Would there be any expected additional benefits from installing variable speed generators?
Well, basically with the variable speed, we can actually control the optimum or to have the engines running at optimum speed or loading. So this it means that we could actually have a much better fuel consumption for the engine itself. So this actually provided the flexibility for the operators to have a low load running on the engine as well.
Now, you're obviously on the sales side. What have been some of the challenges in convincing or selling to ship owners the idea of the hybrid tug concept?
Yeah. Well, generally, a lot of people are scared of new technologies, but we know many out there that is really keen on new technologies. And there are even pioneers looking at new ways to improve things. So one of the challenges, I think, for the tug operators nowadays could be in terms of cost, because nowadays, because of the vulnerability of the market itself, people has been cost-minded or cost-conscious in a sense. So therefore, I think it's important to have a product or a new technology coming in with the right solution, with the right pricing. Although there will be a small premium for the new technologies, but I think the whole concept, the whole idea, or the whole benefits is towards the green image for the company, able to reduce the environmental footprint or the impact. So this gives a better solutions to the environment, as well as having a lower operating expenditure for the customer by using the high concept.
Coming back on the technical side, when it comes to charging the battery, can that be done off main engine utilization?
When we are doing charging of the battery, it means that we are not discharging the battery. So it will happen only in one mode. And basically the battery can be charged by the main engines, the installed mechanical engines. So we will utilize parts of the engine power to charge the battery while supplying power to the thruster to maintain position or a certain speed. And then the remaining power will goes to the grid for the consumers, the hotel loads. So that is the whole concept, how it works.
Something we didn't discuss, but I think would be of interest to our viewers, is retrofitting of existing tugs with hybrid solutions. Do you see that as possible, and what advantage would that have versus new build?
Yes, of course, we see in the market with new regulations, retrofitting is part of what can be done in many different rules. But then for hybrid, I think because it needs to have a dedicated room due to the safety requirement from class, so it may be a little bit of challenge when we are trying to look for new space for the dedicated battery room in an existing tug. So apart from that, I think the power generations, what do you call that? The existing propulsion system, in order to have the power coming from the battery itself, may not be optimum if we were to try to retrofit the battery. But of course, this can be done. But I think the whole effect will be not as much as expected. But I think it's good that to look at all the whole concept, the operating profile from the very beginning, and then we need to size up the hybrid system accordingly. Then this will give the full benefits to the customer.
And finally, we're talking here at the end of day one. How have you found the first day of the Asian Tug Technology and Salvage Conference?
I mean, it's a history. I think this is the very first in Asia, in Singapore. Good work to your team, yourself. I think generally we have received a really good response from all the attendants today. Great questions, great feedbacks. I think this also gives us the encouragement, to work on new technologies, to bring in new solutions to the market, especially helping to reduce the fuel consumption, environmental impact, and so on. So I think this is really great for all of us.